Welcome back to the podcast Heal Without Harm. My name is Dr. Clayton Dir, physical therapist and the one bringing you the truth about the medical system. Today's guest is somebody who, from the outside, may look like he has it all figured out. He's a pro Hyrox athlete, just competed in Paris Marathon. He crushes it on times with some pretty stellar PRs. His PR on the marathon, which was in Paris, is 2 hours and 46 minutes. His 5K PR is at 16:59. He's ran a 100-mile ultramarathon before in just under 24 hours. And he's actually ran from one state to another, which is 235 miles from Oklahoma to Nebraska in 109 hours and 6 minutes.
Yes.
This is crazy. He's also got a background as a former U.S. Navy diver. He's also an ADCI certified surface supplied air diver, which I think allows him to do some underwater welding. He's also a NASM certified personal trainer and nutrition advisor. And today I want to talk to him mostly about how he's a sober athlete and mental health advocate. Honestly, he's running with recovery. Trey Dulaney, welcome to the podcast.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Did you ever think you'd have such a crazy intro to something like this?
Yeah, that was wild. I appreciate it.
No problem. I was running out of bullet points over here. So, like I said in the intro, I do want to talk about how it looks like you've got a lot going for you and you've got a lot of stuff figured out. But I know the more I've seen, the more I've heard, and then seeing you on a recent podcast, it seems like you've got a little bit of a complex background on how you built yourself to this now. And so on the outside, we see you as all put together. And honestly, there's pieces of you that I strive to be like. But tell me a little bit about where Trey started and how you ended up getting to where you are now, I guess.
Yeah, so it actually started about 2 years ago. So all that happened in the past 2 years. Prior to actually finding running, I was kind of struggling. I mean, I was in the military and kind of during the time frame where I hit my rock bottom. I was suffering with drug and alcohol problem. I was stationed in Honolulu, Hawaii, and really just couldn't help but to drink every single day, and it was rough for sure. It took me a while.
I don't want to dig too deep or like twist a knife type thing, but if you're stationed in Hawaii, don't a lot of people like want to be stationed there? That seems like a pretty cool gig.
No, it really is. I mean, it was sweet. I do love Hawaii, like in the mountains all the time, but everything is so close. And I was actually living on the base. And so literally, if I wanted to go get a drink or anything, I would just have to walk across the street. I wouldn't even have to leave. So I was drinking a lot in my my little room. And then the mountains were super nice. And so if you wanted to, get away from the world and take some substances, which is what I did. I did a lot of like mushrooms and stuff in the mountains, and it just was easy access for everything. And so that's kind of what helped.
I feel like sometimes the way you described some of that, it was almost like it was too convenient or too good. Yeah. And that's what almost made it easy.
Yeah, no, I definitely got complacent in my life in the military. I was too comfortable with having a sustainable job, having a good job that I enjoyed, and then being around and associating with people that kind of took on these other lifestyles, took on these work hard, party harder kind of.
Yeah, for sure. I also noticed that I've only been to Maui once, but it was beautiful. I was there for a week. And I remember thinking though, when I kind of like looked around and I was like, this whole island I think is smaller than Wichita. And which I don't know if that's accurate, but it just got this weird feeling of like, wow, I really can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That started to get weird. It was like a road trip is like going to the other side of the, the place. And I'm pretty sure Maui is decently smaller than, is Honolulu on the Big Island or no?
Honolulu's not considered, it's like the one with, so it's actually Oahu. Okay. I don't know size wise which one is bigger. Mm-hmm. They're pretty similar. Okay. I believe Maui is actually bigger. That was actually my first run, was the attempt to run around Oahu Island. And I think the full perimeter is 135 miles.
That's so long. Holy cow.
Yeah. Dang. But I mean, running across it is like maybe 50.
Gotcha. That's still a wildly long time. Did you end up running all the way around or no?
No, I made it to 76. And that was where I like kind of fell in love with ultra running. Yeah. In a sense.
What's different for you between ultra and just like a regular marathon or even just running 5 miles?
Oh my gosh. I mean, they're all so different. So anything like 5K, 10K, 5 miles, like if you're doing a race, it's almost like a full put out the entire time. Like you're just going hard. Marathon, you kind of dial it back because you want to make it to the end and you don't want to deplete yourself, but you're still trying to push yourself as hard as you physically possibly can to finish with a good time, a good PR. And then an ultra, I mean, you're just trying to make sure nothing arrives. You're trying to like problem solve the whole time. You're trying to stay up on nutrition. So you're eating, I don't know, hot dogs, donuts, pizza. Like you're just
calorie dense.
Yeah, you're just shoving stuff down to avoid any kind of like problems that'll come later on. And yeah, that ultra's like it's a commitment because you're in it. But they're all of them are super fun. I love all of them. I actually am doing the Prairie Fire 5K this weekend.
Do you think you'll crack the 16:58?
Yeah.
God, that's wild. I'm running the half marathon. My goal is just sub 2.
Oh,
ultimately.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, I just cracked, yesterday I actually ran 6 miles at an 8:20, which is not my PR, but it felt smooth type of thing. And so I love and hate watching you, Jake, my brother-in-law, another couple friends, because all of you guys can run in the 6s and 7s.
Yeah.
And it's fun because I get to strive to try to like catch y'all, but I'm just like, damn, so slow. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me look back. And I like look back a year or two and I'm like shaving like 1 to 2 minutes off of these. And so it's like, okay, no, this is okay. And so it's just this huge jostle in my brain.
I mean,
it's like between both.
It's just like lifting. Everybody starts off somewhere and you got to progressively get better over time. I mean, some people have like a better start and they just have that kind of like in their genetics.
Yeah.
And they can like progress a little quicker, but it's just like lifting. I mean, gaining muscle. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I always tell people just to be patient. It's not that big a deal, but that I can't take my own medicine.
Yeah.
So thanks for giving that back to me. I appreciate it. So one thing I've observed in myself and working with many, many other people over my 6 years as a PT is everybody has these different personalities. And what I found is the personality can work for you or can work against you. And there was one guy actually in particular who ran a 125-mile race. And I think the farthest he ever ran before that was like 10 to 15. And this is not a guy who looks like he would run 125 miles. He looks like a guy that you would go drink 6 beers with every Friday night. He was maybe in his early 40s. And he came to me because he had some ankle pain or something. And as we got talking about ultra, I was like, why'd you run it? He goes, this one girl said, man, you're too much of a pussy to do it. And instantly he decided to go run this ultra and he crushed it. And then as I got to talking to him, we got down to the point that he was actually previously an alcoholic and he had replaced alcoholism with running. And to me, wildly to the point of he went to El Dorado Lake and actually just ran up and down the dam for 9 miles.
That's awesome.
And I'm pretty sure the dam is only like a quarter mile long, like up it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think you just defined torture for me ultimately. But what I found is everybody who has some sort of an addictive personality generally is also like I need to try to like conquer the world in some way. And unfortunately, if you don't like find a way to channel that, it'll work against you.
Yeah.
And so if you don't mind, that's my observation. Talk to me a little bit about how that worked against you and then how you found ways to kind of shift it into running or other things in life.
Yeah.
So it would work for you.
So how it worked against me is like, obviously, I mean, I was just consuming alcohol. Like alcohol was the main thing. It was honestly anything I could get my hands on. But alcohol, I would just drink till I blacked out. Or like any other drug, I would just keep consuming and consuming. There was even like a time period where I was smoking weed, literally 24 hours. I was just going.
Yeah.
And that's how my kind of like addictive personality worked is I just had no off switch and there was never enough. And I kind of incorporate that with my running now. Like even if I run, like, I don't know, I'd say the 246. That's not enough for me. I'm like
it's not fast enough?
No, it's not fast enough at all. Even like 235 miles, like my parents, I was talking to them. I want to keep doing it. I want to go further. I want to do, I keep saying it, but I don't know if it'll happen. I want to do 607. I want to run from Texas to South Dakota.
Is that across the nation? Would that be the...
So it would be, this is just like, gradually I want to do more, but I want to do across, like, I want to do California to New York. That's like the end goal. but the 607 is kind of like leading up, like a build up.
Would you ever run there was one that's like 40 days was the record, and it was from like Tennessee to New York. It was like through the Appalachian. There's a specific trail that goes like along the Appalachian Mountains. And I want to say it's somewhere in Tennessee or something like that. And then you run like through the entire Appalachian Mountains all the way up to like New York or something.
That would be
That's more of a trail type run, but still nonetheless.
No, yeah.
I guess what you're probably running is trail like, right? You're just running anywhere you need to.
Yeah, if it's like across state, then it's whatever you can get like find.
Yeah.
You just want to keep going. But as we were getting, I
think what's interesting to me though is like when I think about, I've not done any drugs necessarily, but like when I think about drug consumption, that's like easy. Like running is hard. And so when you say it's not enough, like I can totally sit here and talk to you for the next 30, 45 minutes and I'll feel energized and be like, I think I'm going to do an ultra.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get out there and 30 minutes in, I've ran like 4 or 5 miles and I'm like, F this, like I don't want it bad enough. Like, like I've started to adopt that where I'm like, I actually kind of enjoy being out there, but to sustain the voluntary suffering for a marathon, 50 miles, 100, 200, and then still having more than a marathon left, like what's going through your brain in those moments to like say, I'm going to keep going. Like I'm going to keep going.
That's actually a good question because I would be lying if I didn't say there weren't times where I was like, God, this stinks.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has those experiences, but it's literally just a matter of like knowing what's at the end. Like that feeling of achievement that I've got at the end of every single run I've done, even like just like, I don't know, the 5K at Sedgwick County Park with just the group, like the run club.
Oh yeah.
Like even once you're done with that, you just feel so achieved and it feels like it's a relief. Like there's nothing that compares to the feeling after a run or even after like a competition. Like Hyrox the same way, just feeling so achieved and feeling like on top of the world. And it's a lot of stuff that I didn't feel like growing up, and it completely replaces like the feeling you get after doing drugs or alcohol. Like most people after they go out and black out, they feel regret.
Like loads of shame.
Yeah,
right?
Shame and regret. But when you're running and you're doing these to like kind of like replace that, the only thing you feel at the end is accomplishment. And you're so happy, so proud of yourself.
For sure.
So I like that feeling a lot more.
And so would you say that most of the time you're just like knowing that you're suffering and like building through this process just to get a bigger and bigger and bigger payout?
Yeah.
Ultimately. How long is like the longest high of achievement after a run?
Right? The run across the state, that one resonated for a minute. That was so much fun. That was
pretty wild.
So cool.
What gave you that idea?
So it all started with the run across Oahu or run around Oahu. Doing that is what like introduced me to like running far distance. And then once I moved back to the States after getting discharged, I ran from Derby to Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Oh man, okay.
Which is 100 miles. And that was my first 100-mile run. And that took me 30 hours. But I was like, oh my gosh, that was so cool. And then I have this weird thing. If I start watching documentaries, I get really excited. And so we were watching documentaries because I was like bedridden after, and I was like, I saw somebody running across the state and I was like, I'm going to run across Kansas.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even living in Kansas at this time, but it's my home state. I wanted to kind of do that. And so we we did all this research, and all of it was for like suicide awareness. And so, yeah, it just kind of took off.
Was there a documentary done on you with it or no?
We're still working on it.
So even though you've already done it, you're working on a documentary?
Yes.
So did you like film enough, or like how does that process work?
We got plenty of film, all the clippings done. We just need a little extra. We need some other pieces to put in and then release.
God, that's cool. Okay, sweet. Okay. All right. I do want to go back into like the medical type of like spin on this and perspective. So as you were getting discharged from the military and coming out, I heard you on the Wichita Life podcast talk about how you had a therapist and some people helping you out. And then that eventually kind of like got you to this place where you were able to like get clean, stay clean, and like find running. So, what was your experience like with, I'm going to say the medical system, but just ultimately like therapists or the VA, or like what kind of assistance was offered to you, provided to you, and what was that quality like as you were trying to get clean or trying to get help ultimately, like
Yeah.
coming off using drugs?
So initially I was still in the military when I I was fresh out of jail. I was like, I need to get clean.
Okay.
And so I went to a lot of people and asked like, hey, I need to get clean. I need to get clean. And so they would just direct me to like other people to talk to. You got to talk to this guy. You got to talk to this guy. And eventually I came to somebody and I was like, I need to get clean. I need to be put into like an outpatient program for rehabilitation. And eventually I got in with the military. It wasn't so much as like, it was basically just group meetings. Which were scheduled like they I will say the military in Hawaii, which I have heard that it's not this way everywhere. The military facility in Hawaii, they were very on top of it.
Okay.
Because they have a lot of problems with drinking and driving, drugs and alcohol. And so basically that encompassed like my whole day-to-day life. Like I would just show up, do the outpatient stuff, be there all day.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they don't really keep tabs on you. They just kind of just send you to AA and stuff. And they don't like do drug tests or like breathalyzers. They're just like, hey, drinking drugs and alcohol are bad. And you do like a group meeting. And then I moved back to the States and that's when I got like the therapist and I continued going to these group meetings after. The one here, there was a lot of people that I was like introduced to and couldn't really relate to. So finding something that I could relate to was very important to me.
How helpful do you feel like the services provided, like let's say in Hawaii, for example, like do you feel like that was helpful? Do you feel like that was enough, or like what was lacking?
I I don't feel like it was enough because everybody that I was in the group with, out of all of them, I'm probably the only one still sober, or even that had like the discipline to be like, I'm going to be 100% sober for the rest of my life. A lot of them were like, no, I'm going to take a break from drinking. And it's like, well, you're just going to go back to your same ways. What got you here?
Yeah. Because clearly you're unable to control. It's not, you can't have the social drink or the social smoke or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you're going to just spill over and just do it again.
And it would happen. It's just going to repeat itself.
So I'm not asking you to solve the problem, but like what's one thing that you would do differently for like the programs in Hawaii? Like what's something that you feel like could have been done different?
Oh, it's very individualized. Like finding sobriety is very like, it's on you. Like initially, because I've had people like come up to me and tell me to like, hey, can you help my son? And I'm like, the most I can do is tell your son about me.
Yeah, true.
And hope that he finds it in himself to like be like, oh man, I have a problem. Because that's what it took me. I mean, I've been hospitalized 2 times from drugs and alcohol. I've been arrested 7 times from drugs and alcohol. Like I've been all these signs to like stop. You
would think for the average person that would be enough of a wake up call,
right?
Yet it took 6 more for you.
I mean, people don't know that part about me. They think it took once. No, it took 7 arrests and 2 times in the hospital. So it's like I didn't figure it out until like I was like, I just ruined my entire life.
What was that point though? Because I mean, there was clearly like multiple, again, externally observing, there was multiple times that the average sane person would think, well, you should have figured it out. Like, you know, you got more than a slap on the wrist. So what was that turning point? Because you also say it's individualized. And I see similar with physical therapy. Like I saw a TikTok this morning. This guy's like, dude, I just had this person who's had 7 surgeries and they come to me and they say, I don't want to have surgery anymore. What can I do different? And he's like, well, we can strength train for the next 2 months. The next day they called, canceled their appointment, and said, I'm going to go back to my ortho. And you're like, you know, it's just like, you need to figure it out for yourself. Am I ready to take the responsibility to strength train or to rehab or to blank? And I would say that's not too dissimilar from this. And so what was the point for your individual self?
I think so. It was the magnitude of the last one, because the other ones, like you said, they were more of like a slap on the wrist. Like it was, I mean, I got a DUI when I was 20, which is a big deal. Like that's terrible. But I mean, once the fines are up, nothing really kind of like resonated. Like
Yeah.
once the fines were up and everything, and I mean, it just didn't strike hard enough. This last one, it was like I was publicly exposed. I was military, lost my whole military career, was discharged. I was shamed, and like there was just like this big neon sign calling me a deplorable. Like I was absolutely rock bottom for me, and I just it was something I didn't think that I would be able to recover from, and it's still, I mean, it's still there. And so, yeah, that's basically it. It just needed to be a stronger message.
Yeah.
And I definitely got that for sure.
I think this is going to sound very, very unemotional and like calloused, but I feel like my brain is always trying to figure out concepts. And what I found is, like, even with my kids, I've got a 3 and a 4-year-old, and sometimes they'll go to do something like, oh, I'm going to climb this. And it's like, do I tell her to stop or do I let her fall?
Mhm.
Because one's going to teach her, you would think, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yet the one I'm talking about, like, gets hurt 7 times a day. But it's like you have to have like a big enough punishment, and there's certain lessons that are unteachable.
Yeah.
Right. Now my parents raised me in a way that like I'm like super scared. I feel pre-shame. Like I don't want to do that because like that's not me. Like I don't do those decisions type of thing. But I could very easily see that if that wasn't put into me, then I would probably be honestly in a similar like boat to you, because I know my personality.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so if you can't get it taught, then you have to like learn that lesson. And so I've observed similar things where it's like, okay, when is the punishment going to be big enough for said person to learn lesson, and is that recoverable from type of thing? And so I feel like there's this arbitrary, like we don't know where that limit is to like get our own brain to like flip the switch, and then how bad is that going to have to be? And I think those are scary conversations and scary thoughts we had. And so I know as you like hit rock bottom and you started, it sounds like you honestly like did a lot of self-advocacy and trying to figure out like, hey, this isn't working. Hey, what else can I do? What else can I do? What was it like coming back to the States and then eventually finding the Phoenix, which is where I think you've found, it sounds like, most of your benefits and like sobriety ultimately?
Yeah, like when I came back to the States, at this point I was sober and I was going to the VA, and I was like doing everything essentially on my own. And I was just trying to hold myself accountable and go to these meetings and then go on a run. And then, I mean, I was running at this point, but I wasn't doing anything crazy. I didn't have any kind of background or like exposure or anything to actually like promote. And then I heard about the Phoenix, and then it was literally like, I don't know, it was like divine intervention. Like it was exactly what was helping me was the running, what saved my life. And so once I heard about them, I kind of like just like watched and like paid attention to them and got like their apps and stuff and kind of watched them. I was still a little nervous because I wasn't like doing anything crazy or what I thought was crazy. And then when I was doing, it literally took till the 235 for me to reach out to them and be like, hey, I'd like to start promoting you guys. So
you say you want to promote them. Were you going to any of their open gyms or anything prior to that promote?
No, I was literally just watching them. I was just like paying attention to like,
why did you not go in?
I think I was just nervous.
Yeah.
I think I was like, I didn't know how I would go in. I didn't know what the community would be like. I didn't know, like, because I did have kind of, I mean, not really like an imposter syndrome, but I just didn't feel like my story was big enough in regards to other people you hear in like recovery. A lot of people are coming off like solely being homeless, prison time, meth addicts, and it's like, but my story is like me still hitting rock bottom, me being completely submissive to alcohol.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I even went to like the recovery hub recently and spoke to them about just alcohol. And these are people actually like some of them living on the streets and some of them kind of a little harder drugs. And they all sat there and they listened to me and they resonated with me, asked me questions. And I actually talked like two of them into start running. So it was like super cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my, like it took me forever to be like, okay, do people on like, will I be able to reach people? Are we on the same level? Is there the same magnitude, or am I just like some phony? Like,
Yeah.
is my addiction like going to be undermined, I guess?
And I want to talk through this because I very much resonate with you on the imposter syndrome in my own way with other things. And why would you think, in what way would you be a phony? In what way would you like not be addicted enough? Or in what way do you think that your story isn't like good enough, bad enough, like connectable enough?
It's a lot of comparison, like the comparison,
Like just like I did with you and running.
yeah, I mean, comparison is like literally the thief of joy. If you're sitting there comparing yourself to other people all the time, whether it's a good story or a bad story, I mean, I didn't think that I could help anybody because I wasn't impacted enough. Even though I was like publicly exposed and ruined my life, I wasn't like living on the streets. I was in the military. I was in the barracks. I had like a good job. And I mean, there's a lot stronger stories out there. And so it took me a long time to actually like reach out and want to put myself out there and be like, okay, I can. But I mean, it's done. I mean, I'm able to wear sober across my chest now. And so a lot's come from me actually wanting to be like more exposed and more out there.
So one other thing I think about too is whether it be somebody going to a sober gym or just a gym in general, what I found is there's certain people that I want to be able to reach, whether it be a social media, marketing, creating good enough relationships with members of the gym or patients of ours at our clinic, whatever it may be, do a good enough job that anybody would feel comfortable walking through the doors. However, there's times that I think if I was going to go to a new gym, I would be fearful. And it's like, I look like I weightlift. I do weightlift. I identify as a weightlifter, yet I'm still scared to open that front door. So part of that, I think, is just part of it. But two, could that gym do a better job, not that they're doing bad, but do a better job of finding a way to make it feel more welcoming is the question that I ask. And if so, what would that be? And I think with like the Phoenix, like you're the epitome of exactly who should be there. Yet you had, I don't know if fears necessarily yet, but like intimidation from going through there because you weren't sure if you should go there or like what that would be like to go work out there. And so I'm curious, in your eyes, like what would have made it easier to walk through the doors initially, whether it be easier for yourself, or is there something that the Phoenix could have done differently in their marketing or done differently with their gym that would encourage more people that are also feeling fearful to open the front door to come through?
And I don't want to spin this the wrong way, but I think people like me, what I'm doing, like I just going out there and speaking about it, going out there and being open about it. Like I mean, you don't even have to have an addictive past to be a member there. You just, the one thing is be sober 48-hour period, and then you're welcome with open arms. And so I try and bring people that don't even have that addictive past because their facility's super nice.
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, honestly, it's probably the nicest, cleanest, newest equipment gym in Wichita. Honestly,
it's so nice. And so I think giving people more of an understanding, like having people speak about you on open platforms and just represent you kind of opens the door for other people that, I mean, that's why I like tell my story, is to kind of hope it resonates with people and then bring them into whatever fold that they want to be a part of. I mean, even if it's just going to Run 316, like if you find that to help you in your sobriety, boom, join the run clubs, like anything.
There's another piece of this, and I think you have a good point there, because like people have to, we talk about how you it's individual. The person has to want it bad themselves. And the other thing I've noticed is like, I may want to lose weight or run faster or do whatever, but I've also witnessed for my own brain, it's like, I have to actually want it. Like it would be cool to run a marathon, but like I'm not in the headspace now to even train for that. Like,
Yeah.
I know I would be working against my own brain at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think one thing that I've observed is consistently, like, either having the marketing out there, you keep telling your story. Cause like maybe somebody's heard your story already now, but it's going to be June of 2027 before they've heard it for the 17th time. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like they're aware of you, just like you were aware of the Phoenix. They're just not there yet. And so they need to like keep, you know, your social media in front of them. Like, okay, I'm just going to keep watching. Like, I'm aware of it. I know it's there. I'm still not sure if like I'm capable. I'm still not sure if I'm ready. Still not sure if whatever may be. And so that constant reminder, whether it be social media or seeing you in, you know, in the public speaking, or you coming to a group that they're a part of, whatever it may be, it's like just repetition. Because we know when it comes to marketing, if we just treat this like normal business, I'm pretty sure it's 7 or more touch points before someone will finally like buy a product.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's seeing you on Instagram, that's seeing you on Facebook, that's seeing you, you know, at the Prairie Fire half talking about blank, 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 and then seeing you one more time on Facebook. And they're like, all right, I'm going to go check out this Phoenix thing. You know, like it takes all of that. And so like, it's just like, keep showing up, keep doing what you're doing. And hopefully more people will follow, do it with you. And then there's more touch points to help convert more people.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
No, that's exactly like my entire goal. Even like, so I wear sober across my chest when I run and throughout my, like probably have, I don't know, 30 of these shirts.
Yeah.
And so it's constant. Like even at the gym, I'll be wearing like a sober shirt. I'll have somebody come up and talk to me. Like it's not uncommon for someone to be like, oh, well, like, how long you been sober? Or why do you wear a sober shirt? Or just anything. And that gets me going at the gym. I'll talk to you about for like 30 minutes and be like, oh no, I gotta run.
Yeah.
But I think it is like this exposure that's helping people, and just like being able to see, like, being a focal point and being like somebody that talks and is open about it, because not that many people are open about their story. And so it leads to more people wanting to be open and wanting to like be involved and like understanding that like it's not a shame to be sober. It's not like a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's helped me tremendously. If you have a problem, address that problem. And if your problem is alcohol, then yeah, it needs to go. And it is like a lot of people have like FOMO, like fear of missing out on nights out. I mean, every other weekend I probably go out, and not like to like downtown, but I'm like go play pool with some friends that sit there and drink, and I'm like, whatever. I'll drink a Diet Coke or water, or sparkling water. I don't know, whatever. But I mean, it's not a shame to be sober, and that's kind of like what I put out there. And I'm very vocal about it. And I just want people to kind of like understand. I think I might have went on a different trajectory from okay. Yeah. I mean, that's just what I want to put out there, is it's not a shame to be sober, and it's not a shame to like find different purposes and get involved with different, like, addiction is essentially association, like the people you associate with. Most addicts didn't just start using just cause they were kind of brought into that lifestyle through the people that they're associating with. And that's kind of, I was very heavy into like partying crowds, and that never changed, and it just got worse and worse for me. But then when I started reassociating to like runners and the Phoenix and stuff like that, my whole entire life changed. Like it's so easy for me to be sober now, because I don't have,
because everybody else is, or close to, or chasing things that are a bigger high in the sense of drugs, but a bigger high in the sense of runs. Or
for sure.
Competition.
Yeah.
I think that's what's cool about nowadays. This is where you can use social media as like a superpower. So before I go into the social media aspect, have you, I always probably am butchering this at least 30%, but back during, I'm pretty sure it was Vietnam, most of the military guys over in Vietnam were like using heroin, like significantly, like most of them. And the president at the time, don't remember who it was, he was like, oh my gosh, these dudes are going to come back and we're going to have all these heroin addicts here in the States. And they were very concerned about it. And then they came back, and the vast number of them who were addicted in Vietnam did not bring it home with them. And they were like, what in the world? Like, there's still a lot of them. I think it was like 30% of them came home and were like still like very addicted.
Yeah.
But heroin being like the most addictive, like why? And the biggest piece was the environment change. They came back to their friends, their family, their home. Like, it's probably really hard to get heroin here relative to how easy it probably was there.
Yeah.
The reason they were probably using heroin is what they were going through there, what they were seeing, what they were experiencing, all the stuff. And then you come home to a nice home, stable environment, what you're used to. And it's easy to not do it, or it's hard to do it. And like you just said, like, hey, I was in this place where everybody was doing drugs and or alcohol. It was very easy to get it. I don't know how much you were liking or not liking life, whatever, there. And then you're like, let me reassociate, right? And sometimes it's easy to physically reassociate and sometimes it's not, right?
Yeah.
If you're in a certain neighborhood, it's all there, all your friends and family, you don't know anything else. It's scary to leave. You may not have the money to leave, whatever it may be. So finding ways to reassociate can be very challenging.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where places like the Phoenix can be very helpful, because if you can show up inside those four walls and everybody there is either on their way to sobriety, they're already sober, and everybody else wants you to succeed that route, like just continuously showing up there will naturally push you in that way.
And they have a realm for like everybody. Like, it's not just a gym. They have literally art night. They have yoga night. They have so many different like avenues for people just to show up, and you're instantly integrating with people that are sober and are like-minded and have a good the same interests as you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it is a gym, but it's definitely more of a community, and they're so open on, like, they just want to bring everybody in.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, awesome. Like, they're great.
Continuing on the reassociating with social media, what I found is sometimes like I will have followed someone on social media 2 years ago because I was really interested in, this isn't true, but like growing plants in my garden.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to follow these 3 people. And now I'm like, I don't care about plants anymore. So like unfollow them and I'll go follow these new people. And that's what is nice about the algorithm and choosing who you follow, is you can follow certain people who are runners, or you can follow certain people who are recovering from addiction and now they're sober. Yeah. And so you can continuously like put those things in front of your face. Just like you said, if I watch a documentary, all bets are off, because within a week, like, I am going to be having all the gear. I'm going to be training differently. I'm going to start pushing a certain way. And I think that's why I've also liked running more and like pushed more, is because I follow you, Jake, my other couple buddies. Yeah. Strava pops up on my phone much more often now. Yeah. And people are like, give you kudos, and you're like, ha, I got a pat on the back for my run, Yeah. And you start posting more and you get positive feedback. And so you can use these things that were once against you as tools to actually push you forward and help you reassociate and like get good information from other people, ultimately helping you make healthy life choices.
That is something I love about social media nowadays. I mean, there is such a, like, people like kind of bad on it, like it's life consuming, but you can literally pick what you're consumed with. Mm-hmm. And yeah, my feed is 990% running. Yeah. Like, it's all running. Like, I see people running all over the world and I love it. Yeah. I love to see that. And yeah, now I associate with people like, people that go to the Run 316, people that go to Fortune 88, all the run clubs in Wichita. And that's a big reason why I moved back, seeing all these popping up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Wichita is growing in this running community and a fitness community all around. Like, it's really cool to see. And so I was like, at literally the drop of a pin, I was like, I'm moving back.
Where were you before Wichita? Where was your last place?
I was doing underwater construction in Jacksonville.
Underwater construction?
Yeah.
Can we take 3 minutes and tell everybody what the hell that is?
So in Jacksonville, I was, we were running electrical wires. We were installing like crates. We were installing trays. We've done cutting and welding. We've done a lot of stuff. So it's like a hard hat diving with umbilical that runs topside. So your topside supply to air, and you're basically down there, no fins. You're walking on the bottom.
How deep are you?
I was at normally about 60 feet.
Do you feel the pressure the same as if you swam that deep? Like, or are you wearing a suit of some sort?
The pressure's still the same. You still got to like equalize. Okay. So the hard hat has like a little, it's a complete helmet.
Okay.
And so
is your face dry then?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. It's like,
yeah, it has like a little, it's just a big helmet with, it's called a neck dam, and it keeps the water out.
Okay.
And so you'd be in like, steel toe boots, pants, wetsuit, and you're down there on the bottom just walking around. And
for how long?
About an hour. So we would do an hour. They were kind of being like conservative about your time, because if you go too long, then you got to take decompression stops and like off gas. And, yeah. So
Does stuff like that help or hurt, or does it change your cardio endurance at all? Like being under that pressure, do you know?
I'm not sure about the pressure thing.
Yeah.
That's a good question, because you got to think about like altitude and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the air is like, so the lower the higher the pressure, the more condensed the air is.
Yeah.
So like when you're going down in the water column, the air in your lungs is condensing. So I guess like higher in altitude, it would be bigger.
Yeah.
Or like less condensed.
That's I might do some weird research after this.
Yeah.
Anyway, how your body probably changed throughout there was probably interesting. Okay, so what are you doing now? Because I've seen you do pro Hyrox recently. You just got back from Paris not too long ago, having run that marathon. Are you training for something specific right now? Are you in a lull, or what does fitness look like for you?
I try to give myself a lull. I try to give myself like this little area.
Like I've been resting and recovering for like 72 hours. So I'm about to start up.
Yeah, I have my 5K this weekend. I'm so excited for that.
Pretty far, right?
Yeah,
cool.
And then the 30th, I'm planning to go do my first world major in Sydney, Australia.
You said the 30th? Is that of May?
August. I'm sorry, August 30th. Yeah.
Okay, so what are majors? Because I've got a friend who's done them all, and I don't even really know what they are. I know people like you know who they are, so I'm like, oh yeah, she's done them all. Whatever they are.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know exactly. Like I know that they are, so they're Abbott World Majors, and they're like TCS. Abbott World Majors. So I don't know exactly what makes them a major. I think just they're just one of the larger marathons.
Yeah.
Or some of the larger
most people competing.
Yeah. But the Paris Marathon actually broke the world record.
For most
people. Yeah. It was 57,000.
That's insane.
It was, and
it's like every person in Stillwater in the moment of like all the college kids being there running.
It was crazy. I mean, it was so cool. But I like started at like 3 hour and 15, because they didn't put me like in like the sub 3 hours, so they put me at 3 hour 15. So I was like passing people the whole course.
Was that kind of fun though? Like just passing everybody?
It was. It was cool and kind of bad. Like I came to an agreement with myself. I was like, as long as I'm passing people, I'm good.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, that's not, you got to run like the set time.
Even faster. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was super cool. I mean, the scenic was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to run by the Louvre, the Arc, the Eiffel Tower, the Notre Dame. Like you got to see all this historic stuff. And so it was so cool. But yeah, 57,000 was crazy to me, because I thought Austin, Texas was big, but it was 30,000. So doubling
which is big, but the fact that like Paris nearly doubled it
is crazy.
Is wild to think about. Her name's Nancy Rusnowski.
That's so cool.
She's a staff member at Collegiate High School. I want to say athletic director, something in that realm. She's also the coach there. She was the one who wrote my program for my half marathon a couple of years ago. She's ran all the majors.
That's so cool.
She actually just ran Boston, and she's like, oh, it's just a fun run. Casual. And I think she ran like somewhere in the 7s, maybe an 8-minute mile, but I think somewhere in the 7s. And she just makes it look easy. But I mean, she's been doing it for a long time. She's very strategic about it. Super nice person. I'll probably have her on the podcast at some point in time to talk about running and things like that. And then go ahead.
She would probably understand the meaning behind the majors more than me. I'm just like, gosh, there's these major marathons.
Yeah, I just want to go do these big ones. Yeah.
I mean, they have she has the cool medal that like only a small portion of the population has.
Because she's done them all.
Yeah. It's like you get all the medals from all of them, and then you get this specific medal, and it's so cool.
We also know Jake Dunn, who just ran 7 marathons in 7 days in 7 continents.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's wild. And I think he did the last 2 or 3, still like sub 3.5 on stress fracture.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm not missing this opportunity.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's wild. So I think too, based off what you've told me and how I understand the brain of myself, others, and like addictive type personalities, is the cool thing with running is I think you have a long list of things to do in a bunch of different ways. And you're doing it way more than just, I'm going to go do this race. Like desiring to run across Kansas and then eventually from like Texas to South Dakota and then like California to New York. Like you have a lot of material to work through kind of thing. Because I think what's challenging is people like yourself who are like very big high achievers is like the gold medal syndrome. Have you heard of that?
I haven't.
Okay. So again, I may not say it correctly, but gold medal syndrome is people who work super, super hard to go to the Olympics and then get gold and then hit severe depression afterwards. Because it's like coming to realize that, yes, you want to get gold or you want to chase the high of finishing that thing. But then you realize like what you really fell in love with was the process.
Yeah.
And when you achieve it, now what? And if there's not another bigger thing to chase, then it's truly like, now what? And you get this like lost feel type of thing. And people are aware of it. We know it happens. And so sometimes it's like, hey, right when you get done, we're going to go right on to another training program for this other thing.
Yeah.
So that you have some sort of a structure to fall right back into, even if it's resting for a while, taking off season and stuff, but like immediately redirect. Because otherwise you get to the top of the cliff and you're just like, so what do I do now?
I think that's another thing I love about running is like, you can always compete with yourself. Like you can always do better than yourself. Like if let's say you do get gold, I mean, you can do a better time. Nothing's stopping you from beating that time.
Yeah.
And yeah, nowadays stuff are popping up like Hyrox. Hyrox is, oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It just gave me something else to look at, like something else to enjoy. Like I could be running better than some people and then they could, like Jake is a perfect example. Him and I both know that I'm a better runner, but he destroys me in those lifting events. Like he cooks through those, and people saw it in that watched like the wall balls. He had to do 80. I mean, I did. It was insane, and we kind of knew that, but it was a whole new feel, like something I was like, God, that almost put me out. Like it wasn't even just the runs, and so it just like instantly like finding stuff that I'm like initially bad at but love that I can improve at. Is just like, I mean, that's so much fun, and there's so much stuff out there.
Do you also like low-key enjoy when you find something you suck at? Because it's just like, all right, we're gonna go not suck at this.
Maybe not so much like if I'm just absolutely terrible like at it, that I'm maybe like I just won't do that again. Like pickleball per se. I'm
really
so bad at pickleball.
Oh man,
I'm so bad. Like it's something I cannot get myself to train.
That's funny.
I have a lot of pickleball competitive friends, and they're just really good at it.
You're like, I'll bring the water.
I just keep getting whooped, and it's like, golly.
One thing I like about pickleball, just because I can't help but say, is like, even if you have a good person, like two good guys and two like meh quality, like you can still play. Like that's one thing I do like about pickleball is like, yes, they could destroy you apparently. But you can still have a good time. Like it's very easy to play down in regards of like to try to like equalize and still have a good time. To where it's like sometimes in like basketball, if I'm not that good and you're stellar, it's like, dude, just keep training threes on me. Like this isn't even fun. But pickleball, you can have people of all different quality levels and still have a good time.
No, I mean, I enjoy going and playing pickleball. I just know I'm going to get whooped, and I'm not going to sit there and dial in to be like, I have to beat these people.
Yes, like let me try harder and still destroy it. Like not fun.
If I have a little bit of skill to it and have like something I feel like I know I can get better at, then that's when I'm like, okay, I'm obsessed.
For sure. So let's say someone's listening right now. They're toying with the idea of whether it be addiction or just having like troubles in their life. What advice would you give them based off your experience? Because it sounds like you keep wanting to go back to your story because that's all you've got, right? Like here's what worked for me. But if you could give your best attempt at general advice to that person, what would that be?
Finding your substitute, finding your people, associating with new people and finding your substitute. So there's a book I gave them a shout out on Wichita Life. It's called Power of Habit. Any kind of addiction is literally habitual. It is obviously addictive, but the triggers that you experience when trying to quit are habitual triggers. So driving by a liquor store that you know familiar with, and you always go in there and buy a case, that's going to be a trigger for you. So if you took a new route and didn't see that liquor store, you're going to get a different response to going home. And finding people that you associate with, like finding that common denominator, like are the friends I hang out with the ones putting me in these situations to where I do use whatever it be, and what would finding new friends look like? And so, I mean, that is probably the best advice I could give anybody. And try and get on things before it's too late, for sure.
Yeah. They did a study. There was hospital workers were choosing a lot of like not good foods in the cafeteria during work shift and stuff. And they wanted them to eat better. And they're like, well, the good food's right there. Like, why would they not go buy it? Right.
Yeah.
And so what they did is they restructured the entire cafeteria and they put all the healthy foods, fruits, vegetables, other healthy snacks right near the checkout eye level. They put them there. And it was like within weeks, like all of them were eating better.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show it's like what we see is what we do.
Yeah.
You have to make it extremely convenient. And if like the bad choice is more convenient, more easy, more familiar, then you're probably going to make that. And so us as humans, especially ones with addictive personalities, don't have the best discipline necessarily or like discernment of good, bad choice. But if you can make it easier and stack the odds in your favor, it's going to be better.
Yeah.
Right. And so like for my kids, all the foods that I want them to eat are at eye level of the fridge, eye level of the pantry. It's like when you walk in, you see it right there. All the candy, top shelf. They don't even see it. I don't even see it half the time. You know what I mean? And so it's like, again, restructuring the environment, making sure that I love it. Like take a different path home. Like just don't even drive by it because clearly you can't make the right decision. Neither can I. You know, my mom, where we used to live, we drove down West Street and it's literally like KFC, Spangles, Burger King, McDonald's, Arby's, Starbucks. Like you have to drive down that on the way home every time. Like which drive-through you're going to take kind of thing. And so yeah, I think it's a really good piece of advice.
I still fall victim to this. Yesterday, I was driving home and they just opened a Culver's right by my ice cream. Ice cream was still. I still got a stronghold with the ice cream, so I drove in there at like 9:30 at night, right before bed. So, I mean, I still fall victim to it, and they put a Culver's right there. And so it's like, all right, now I gotta find a new route home.
Like, man, that's a 15-mile drive home just to get around the damn Culver's.
Right? Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do, or else I'm going to find a new obsession, ice cream.
Well, let's do this. We already gave advice to someone listening. If they want to do more or go somewhere or go look into stuff, or they do want to start reassociating through social media, if they wanted to follow you or if they wanted to follow the Phoenix, where should they go next?
Yeah, so if you follow me, Instagram, Trey J Dulaney, so TreyJDulaney. My TikTok handle is Running with Recovery, and a lot of my posts, if I'm talking directly about the Phoenix, I'll post about the Phoenix. They have a Phoenix Wichita, and so the Phoenix Wichita is located on Washington, right behind the Quick Trip. And super nice facility. I would advise everybody to go look at it. At least go spend one workout there, what have you. And yeah, so everything's accessible, and I am super accessible. If anybody shoots me a message, I'll reply. I mean, I love talking to people about this stuff. I love being open about it, and yeah,
for sure. And the main message that I want to get across to you guys with this episode is that I was telling Trey before we got started, I think a lot of people, when we use the word healthcare or medicine, we picture doctors' offices and hospitals, and it doesn't always look like that. There's a lot of stuff where, yes, if you need life-saving stuff from a heart attack or from your leg getting cut off or something like that, like Western medicine, the US does a great job of saving your life. But people who are doing suboptimal, but not great, there's this huge limbo ultimately where I see people don't get the care they need because they don't know where to go. And it just seems like in general, there's not a concrete enough path to follow. And so being an advocate for yourself and trying to find those resources are what is most important. And Trey is a really good example of that. He kept pushing until he found something. The Phoenix was that for him, along with running. And now his goal is to give back, is to demonstrate that it's possible and that it's doable, and tell you all the deep, dark secrets of his past in regards of, hey, here's where I was, and this may be where you are now. And you can still come back from that, because the Trey that I've come to know and that I've met looks like a pretty solid dude. And at one point in time, it was not that great, it sounds like. So today's episode, I want you to find that piece that's going to help you and find the crew that's going to do that with you, whether it be a run club, a weightlifting gym, a sewing, a knitting community, whatever it may be. I know they've done some crazy stuff at the Phoenix, which is awesome. So whether it be reaching out to me, reaching out to Trey, or getting over to the Phoenix here in Wichita, or they are nationwide. So there's a lot of places that you can go to, and I think even digitally through their app. So I will put all the tags down below for the Phoenix, for Trey, for me, and all the things. Reach out to one of us if you need, and if you want more episodes along these lines, please let me know. Share it and tag me or tag Trey on the Instagram or the TikToks. Trey, is there anything else that I should have asked? Actually, no, there is. I had a follower say, you need to ask this every time. What is your favorite, I think you already said it, what is your favorite junk food?
Oh, yes, the ice cream. Ice cream.
Flavor?
Any kind of custard. Oh,
Okay.
So chocolate chip cookie dough. Chocolate chip cookie dough is great. Just vanilla with chocolate chip cookie dough, and sometimes, I'll throw a little brownie in there. But literally got it yesterday. Culver's, you need to move or I need to move. One of us.
So right down the street from Culver's is Brahms. You only have one Culver's right now, right?
Yeah.
Over there in near New Market. So at Brahms, if you get their chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream, but you say you want to shake, what happens is they blend it. Mm-hmm. But when you get to the bottom, all the cookie dough is just like settled at the bottom. So you eat it and you're getting some pieces, but then when you get to the bottom, it's just a pile of cookie dough.
Perfect.
So if you ever need it, if you detour the other way and go around Culver's, you're probably going to accidentally go by Brahms instead. So try that. That would be my recommendation.
I can deny Brahms because they don't have the custard. It's like the Freddy's and Culver's custard.
I know the difference, but how would you describe the difference between custard and ice cream?
It's just smoother.
True. Yeah.
It's a lot smoother.
It's denser, creamier, smoother. It's great.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, guys. You're probably going to go buy ice cream now. We'll reach out to Culver's and ask for sponsorship.
As long as you run, ice cream's there.
There you go. Honestly, you need a carb load of anyway, so no worries. Anyway, hopefully today's episode taught you how to heal without harm. And Trey, thank you again for coming on.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We'll see you guys.